What's going on, everyone? This is Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, we will talk about what the heck is happening to this card market. Everything is falling. Golden auctions, PWCC, eBay, every card is ending lower than what it did prior. What is going on? Let's talk about the card market, see where we are, and what I am doing to prepare for this winter times. But before I do that, let's go ahead and pick the winners of these amazing pink hats that Custom Ink printed. I don't know if they sewed it. Actually, they sewed it. Just kidding, not printed, sewed. We'll announce the winners right now, or we'll go ahead and pick those winners right now. So if you had watched this video here that was posted on August 14th and posted your favorite set and your set that you're building, you are able to enter into the giveaway. There's only 99 comments, which gets you, because we're going to give away 5 hats, gets you 5% possibility of winning a hat. I think that's pretty darn high. So let's go ahead and pick those winners here. Let's hit filter for duplicate. Filter common spaces, exclude, add extra, remove. Nope. Okay. 9 plus 16 is 15. Get YouTube comments. Let's see who the lucky winners are. I guess unique comments were 62. So we'll start here. I haven't done this in a very long time. All right, congrats, Carl. I will screenshot this so we have a record of it. Pick another winner. JR, congrats. Like J.R. Smith. Third winner goes to Dave's trading card, 1992 Formula One Schumacher. Can't go wrong. Also can't go wrong with a Hamilton refractor. Congrats. On to our fourth winner. Congrats, Jose Santos, Pau Gasol. Great, Laker. All right, and the last winner is going to be Patient. I think I've talked to you a few times before. Favorite card, either the Sapphire Lewis. Oh, the car, purple out of 10. That's a sweet card. Or the Roger Federer auto. I'm gonna have to go with the Roger Federer auto. Anyways, congrats to all 5 winners of this awesome hat. I will leave your names in a post, but if you watch this video and you won, please DM me your addresses and I will have these shipped out as soon as I get them. Congratulations, and thanks everybody, regardless of if you won or not, for watching and supporting this channel. Alright, so back to the video. The first thing we need to address, and I'm sure you've heard this over and over and over again on news, on your radio, on your newspapers, whatever you read to consume the global news, is interest rates are at its all-time high. So if you didn't know, the Fed raised the interest rate by 75 points last week, and the Fed will continue to raise interest rates in October and November this year to combat inflation. This means that borrowing money is going to get tougher and tougher, and every dollar that you have has now lesser value. So it is not a good thing short term, but the Fed is trying to do this so that they can fight inflation and build for a healthy growth of economy down the line and reduce chances of a harder and bigger crash of markets as we're seeing now. And for a lot of you guys I know are also a crypto investors, and crypto honestly in the last 2 years has seen an unbelievable return, and that's attributed by many different folds of factors, but I won't get into those. But I know a lot of you guys watching this video have made a lot of money, have invested heavily into crypto across different coins, but Bitcoin right now as we speak is sitting at 19,000. That's back to December 2020 levels. This is in the thick of the pandemic when a lot of new investors were entering into the market, especially the younger generation, going into cryptocurrency first before they go into real estate or stocks as traditional investors have been. And so, you may think that we're now back to December 2020 level. That's absurd. But if you think about it, that's, almost 2 years ago. But prior to that, Bitcoin was even cheaper than that. So if you look at it at a macro level, you can say that, things haven't really fallen. It has come to its real senses. And I agree with that. But I know a lot of you guys have gone into cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin, some of the other coins like Ethereum, etc., around this time. And so you are definitely feeling the pain right now because market is cooling down and Bitcoin prices today is now matched back to the December 2020 level. And the third thing that I look at to indicate that the market is going to cool off, at least here in the US, which will have a trickle impact to the rest of the world, and it already has, is the mortgage interest rates. And those are hovering around 6% today. And so there is a cooling of the housing market. It is no longer a seller's market as it has been in the last 9 to 12 months, where, sellers essentially have one house and there are tens and 20s of buyers willing to buy for the house, increasing competition, resulting in houses to be sold way over asking, whether that's 10%, 20%, even 30-40% in some specific parts of the US. So if you bought a house in the last 6 to 9 months, I'm sorry. I hope you really, really like the house and you'll keep it for a longer term and live in it and enjoy the house, because those prices that you paid for your house were probably the peak, and it is about to come down if it hasn't already. And hopefully you can wait for the next peak. Okay, so that's sort of like some of the trends that I wanted to share to indicate that the global economy itself is cooling. Sure, like some of the metrics that I talked about is specifically around the US, but it is having a global impact. It has impact on currency exchange. It has impact on the stock market, investors all around. And so I do believe that there is a global economic slowdown, if not a recession coming, hopefully not a depression coming ahead of us fairly soon. So what does this mean for the card market that we love? First, I do believe that the card market will follow some of these macro trends of the stock market, crypto market, housing market, whatever other asset classes you look at. Meaning that if we are entering into a recession, a slowdown, hopefully not a depression again, the card market in general, at a portfolio level, will follow this trend. I mean, if there's not money coming into the market of cards and collectibles, it is tough for it to grow on its own organically. And so if we're at the global level going to experience a slowdown and a reduction of velocity, I fully expect that to happen within the trading card and the collectible space as well. But there's obviously going to be exceptions to the case where if it's a triple patch LeBron James 2003 exquisite RPA, or some of these super rare cards that you just don't see every day, in fact that you don't see every month or every year even. I'm sure there's like incredible one of one Ronaldo cards that are like on card autos and whatnot, or PSA 10 of his rookie cards. Those are going to be exceptions due to two reasons in my opinion. One, you're not going to see a sale of this card just because the market's cooling. Typically folks who hold these cards today are not going to panic sell their cards because the market is down, period. And secondly, you will not see these cards come down in value because while the economy may have turned its course into a more cooler, more of a slowdown measure, there are still categories of investors and individuals and corporations, in fact, who will go and buy these rare cards simply because they have a cash flow to do so. And to someone, $3 million, maybe my perception of $3 for someone, $5 million dollars, maybe what $50 is worth to me. And so there are going to be those avid collectors at the highest end level that's still going to pay a premium for a card that is so insanely sought after if it comes out to the market even. So in the next 18 to 24 months, if your overall cards, stocks, whatever crypto, houses, rental properties, whatever, all of your sort of, investing portfolio, if it ends up being flat, you have beat the market. Like, it is no longer about making 20, 30, 50% return on your portfolio. But I think this, and this is purely my opinion, is my goal is to keep my portfolio flat. I will probably come short because I'm already losing and bleeding like crazy every day from the stock market. So essentially, if you're aiming to be flat for the next 2 to 3 years and you end up being flat, incredible, congratulations, you beat the market. You are far ahead of the rest of us where we're bleeding like crazy. But that is the goal, and that is what we're going to see is we are going to lose a lot of the velocity and the momentum that we've seen in the last 2.5 years thanks to the pandemic and thanks to the rise of this amazing hobby. But all good things come to an end, and a correction is in need globally across all asset classes. And so that will happen. Maybe not to all of your cards, but it will happen to the majority of our cards. And so aiming to be flat or just hurting just a little bit may be the right approach on this one. So what should we do in this environment? Knowing that there's going to be a global economic slowdown / recession, what can we do to protect our cards and the values of the cards that we absolutely love? Number one, embrace the volatility that is here and that is to come. I mean, there's really nothing that I can do. There's nothing that you and I can do or need to do to avoid this. I mean, it is the macro things that is sort of out of our control, and it's like the tides in the ocean. You just have to ride it out. You can't fight against a big wave coming. You just kind of have to ride it out and follow along and make sure that, you're not drowning, but you're also not fighting against it and losing all your energy doing it. And so what can we do? Just embrace this volatility and a potential downward turn of our card values as they come. Second, what I'm not doing is selling off all my collection. I mean, in fact, it is too late to sell off. If you wanted to sell off, you should have sold off all your collection and left the hobby 6 months ago. And something that comes to mind right now for me is actually Vegas Dave. He may not have predicted the global economy coming to where it is today, but he definitely predicted some valid points about the hobby about 2 years ago, I think, a year and a half to 2 years ago. About, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go Google Vegas Dave sports cards. I'm sure you will see a video of him burning a Michael Jordan card and predicting and making a very bold statement about the hobby. And while he was, ridiculed and his commentaries were, I think, a little bit too radical, you can't say that he was wrong, right? Given where we are now. So hindsight 2020. But yeah, it is too late to sell off if that's what you're planning. It's like, oh, I want to cut the loss and sell everything today. That's actually not collecting, first of all. So, that's okay if you're not a collector and you use this as a way to, make income and to provide for yourself and for your family. So one, that's not collecting, but two, that's also not a good investing strategy, is to panic sell. Basically, that's what it is if you're going to sell off your entire portfolio today. And so what you do is just you eat it, be patient, and keep buying those rare cards that you think will be a steal 10 years from now, that you can look back 5 years, 10 years from now and say, wow, I got that card for X amount. Like, I can't believe it. Like, you have to keep making plays. You can't fully exit the game and think that you can enter back in at the lowest point. I think it's a little bit arrogant for a lot of folks to believe that they can find the exact points of the lowest point to come in and the highest point to exit. That's just not true. It may have happened once or twice for some of you, but you can't predict the market at all. And so that's something that I am not doing, is selling off. I'm just basically going to embrace the volatility, close my eyes, drink some warm tea, and try to make the most out of the day-to-day and the interactions that I have. So Carpe Diem really comes to mind for this video and for the season that we're in right now, and that we will continue to see, in my opinion, for the next 2 to 3 years. Carpe Diem, make the most of the present. Don't think too much about the future. Really, really enjoy the interactions and the day-to-day things that you kind of, plug yourself into. Be joyful in what you do, and what the future holds, we don't know. what we can do today is to enjoy today's fruits and labor. That's it for today's video. Again, congratulations to the winners of the giveaway items. If you are not subscribed to this channel, please do so, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. That was awesome.